Hey guys, Kerry Werner here, professional cyclist and Visit Virginia Blue Ridge ambassador, standing just 20 miles northwest of Roanoke at North Mountain. I wanted to introduce you guys to the North Mountain Trail System, which in my opinion is one of Roanoke's best little known gems. Tucked into the Eastern Divide District of Jefferson National Forest, North Mountain sits between Craig Creek and Catawba Valleys. The mountain itself stretches northwest from Route 311, 13 miles to Stone Coal Road. There are a number of trails on the mountain that make for a tough though worth it backcountry experience. The most epic being the 13-mile ridgeline itself, or the North Mountain Trail. There are 3 trails that drop off the north side of the mountain: deer, grouse, and turkey trails, or the animal trails, and 1 trail that drops off the south side, the Catawba Valley Trail. These trails combine to make for almost 50 miles of single track, and all of these trails are on Mountain Bike Project or Trail Forks. While I encourage you to ride all the trails on North Mountain, I'm here to show you the Animal Trail Figure 8, which is a 15.5 mile figure 8 loop that gets you all the animal trails and a good majority of the ridgeline. It's a proper sampling of what North Mountain has to offer, and while the 15.5 miles doesn't sound like a lot of trail, heed with caution, the dragon will fight back. There are 2 main places to park to access the North Mountain Trail System. The Dragon's Tooth Appalachian Trail parking lot is the best for accessing the North Mountain Trail where it starts at 311, and it's closest to Roanoke. I've got the GPS coordinates of that parking lot in the video description below. If you drive 3.5 miles deeper into the forest, you can park on Wildlife Road at the bottom of Deer Trail or Grouse Trail. However, Wildlife Road is a seasonal road and it is closed to motor vehicle traffic from January 10th to April 10th. Also know, in times of good weather or during the weekend, the Dragon's Tooth parking lot can get packed with hikers hiking the AT or just up to the Dragon's Tooth. With that said, be prepared with a plan B. For this loop, I recommend parking at the pull-off for Deer Trail. This will help you avoid riding on 311, which can sometimes be busy. A couple things to note before we start. You are fairly far out there, and you likely won't have service unless you're up on the ridge. So pack tools, water, and food accordingly. While there are no services out on the trail, a quarter mile from the Dragon's Tooth parking lot is the Catawba grocery store. There's not much water on this route. You are up on a ridge for a good portion of the time, though there is a water crossing on Wildlife Road between Turkey and Grouse Trail. With the housekeeping done, let's hit the trail. From the Deer Trail parking lot, cruise northeast on Wildlife Road for 1.8 miles. This is a good warm-up. Turn right up Grouse Trail. This is the animal trail best known for climbing up to the ridge, though there is some hike-a-bike. Some of the switchbacks are quite tight. It's a 1.9 mile climb and gets steeper as you go up. At the top, you'll intersect the North Mountain Trail. Turn left and head northeast out the road. While you've just done a big climb to get here, stay on your toes. There isn't much rest across the undulating ridge as you work your way across it. If it's the fall or spring, take in the views of the Catawba Valley to your right and Craig Creek Valley to your left. Keep on the ridge for 3 miles. The next intersection will be Turkey Trail. Turn left and let her eat. This starts off with gradual bench cut, but gets steep and loose with a bunch of switchbacks, so keep your head up for the whole 1.6 miles. Turkey spits you out onto Wildlife Road. Turn left and relax. Soak in this moment of reprieve before throwing yourself back into the octagon. You will be on Wildlife Road for 4.5 miles before turning left up Grouse again. Now that you know what you're in for, maybe this time will be better? 1.9 miles up to the ridge, but this time turn right and head southwest for 1.5 miles. Again, the ridgeline undulates. Brace yourself. After 1.5 miles, you will come to the Deer Trail intersection. Turn right and check your brakes. There are quite a few steep, potentially unrideable switchbacks at the top. Then you're treated to some straight, fast bench cut. Keep your head up though, the switchback can sneak up on you fast. At the bottom of Deer Trail, you'll be spit out right where you parked. So that's it, the Animal Trail Figure 8. This 15 miles might sound breezy, but don't underestimate the dragon. The ups are steep and the downs are too. I would plan on 2.5 to 5 hours depending on your skill and fitness level. Not only is this a physically challenging loop, but there is quite a bit of technical terrain. This is a double black diamond ride for sure. Keep your head up for those rock gardens and tight switchbacks. This loop can be chopped up and ridden in a number of different ways. Another popular loop is the Grouse Trail Lollipop. That's a 10-mile loop with 3,000 feet of climbing. You can also ride the whole Dragon's Back. This is 13.8 miles of single track, and you can ride it as an out and back, or you can ride out the ridge and back on Wildlife Road. That's a 29-mile loop with 5,500 feet of climbing. Then there's the granddaddy of them all, Slaying the Dragon, which requires you to ride every single trail on North Mountain. This is a 37-mile loop with 7,500 feet of climbing, and it's a doozy. When planning a trip to North Mountain, consider what time of year you're going. During the summer, the ridgeline can get really thick with vegetation. The best time to ride the ridge is in the fall, winter, and spring. The further away from 311 you get, the thicker with vegetation the ridge becomes. However, the Grouse Lollipop Loop stays well ridden in from hiker and biker traffic all year. For this loop, I rode a 120mm full suspension bike. I think this bike is the perfect balance for this trail system. You could ride a bigger bike, but then you'd have to lug it uphill. And conversely, you could ride a hardtail or a full suspension XC bike, but you might not have quite as much fun on the downhills. Don't skimp on tire choice either. With this trail system being so remote and service being so limited, you want to limit as many mechanicals as possible. This is a U.S. national forest, so all motor use on trails is prohibited, so that means no e-bikes. These trails are open to hikers, bikers, and horseback riders. So that's it. Leave any questions in the comments below, and check the video description for helpful links and the GPX download. Be safe and enjoy North Mountain.